what are some of the key elements? The key element first is culture. Culture is paramount. If the owner operators and the employees aren't meeting in the middle on expectation for safety, there's going to be disjointedness in the organization because expectation and facilitation of the program are going to be misaligned. And so the beginning of that program, the key element is starting with the recruiting and with the headhunting and with the offer letters and putting that in your guidelines of your roles and responsibilities for when you're putting your posts out for these positions. We're a safety-minded company. Safety has to be a part of the message. And I always tie back to Paul O'Neill at Alcoa. And a lot of people know this story that have been in construction management for a long time. You know, he comes in and he's like, hey, I'm revamping everything. I'm starting with safety. And his entire company is like, what the heck? Everybody lost their mind. All the investors lost their minds because here comes this guy and they want to be focused on the bottom line and profits and efficiencies. And he's like, no, I'm resetting it all. We're starting with safety. And some people might wonder, like, why would someone at the CEO level, and back to the first part of the question, how do some solar companies start a safety program? It starts from the top. So if you don't have one yet, and you're the boss, get on it now. Start it now and change the mindset of your people. And we go into a little more about why it's so important in the culture for this. And like I said, establishing that culture is so important because you need a mission for your team to get aligned around. If you're going on a camping trip and it's ethereal where you're going, people won't know how to prepare. They won't know what gear to bring. They won't know what food to have. And so when you're going on these long journeys, and safety is a long journey, you have to know where your end goal is, i.e. what kind of safety culture do you want? Ultimate safety where everybody's accountable, everybody's, checking the boxes. Well, again, that starts with you developing the programs. Back to the key elements again, it first initiates and starts with bringing in the standard guidelines of expectation of what the hazards could potentially be for your job site. And then identifying those hazards allows you to start to eliminate them. So if you're a company that only works on the ground, you don't have like hard hat level hazards you have to identify. So thinking about hard hat safety is probably not in the paradigm of the construct of your safety program. It might be ancillaries. Other key elements would be getting documentation clearly at hand that's referenceable. If you don't have an environment where your employees can quickly and efficiently search for, hey, I'm about to tie into a electrical service panel with a 20 amp breaker. I need to remove the dead front. What do I do? Well, hopefully it's not your first day of work and they're asking you to do that kind of thing. So they've got protocols for job site safety training, initiation training for your onboarding process, and kind of getting some of those alignments on what that employee can expect when they get in the field. Now you're developing a culture of self-accountability, self-management, self-governance, and that all ties into those like primary, I would argue maybe like 3 key factors or 3 key elements in the safety program. So top down, bottom up, everybody's got to be aligned. You've got to have the documentation, and then you have to have a really strong culture where everybody agrees. And so hopefully that summarizes the key elements that you need to ensure that safety program kicks off well.